Hey, peace family, during this time of uncertainty and crisis, let me give you some free game. Tap in to all the lessons from our CornerClass tour for you and your family right now.
Hey family. Okay, we didn't come all the way to LA for that. Hey family. Happy Friday. Y'all look good. Y'all put on lotion for us today? Y'all washed your face, brushed your teeth? Hey guys, I'm in my hometown. I am excited. I'm from LA. How many locals? We got local LA here? Yeah? Anybody from out of town? Where we from? Where we from? Yell it out. All right, New York in the building. What up, though? Where else? Where else? BK. Okay, where else? Where else? Florida, Victorville. Oh, you had a drive. Victorville. High five. Victorville, you had a long way. Let me take my little fake glasses off. Thank you. Shout out to my mom who's here. Give it up for my mom, Mama AJ. Shout out to my auntie Sharice who's here, who lives right in this community. Shout out to my uncle who has a business right here in Leimert Park. Any other business owners in Leimert Park? Y'all been to Leimert Park before? All right. Well, we are going to have an awesome, awesome class today. I'm really excited. I'm always excited to come back to my hometown. Any JMA students in the building? JMA? All right. Let me get 4 JMA students to the front. 4 JMA students to the front. Clap it up. Clap it up. Clap it up for our Jay-Morrison-Academy students. Hey, family. What's your name, Queen?
Misha Branch.
Let me have you step up. Misha?
Yes.
Queen Misha. Clap it up for Queen Misha. So tell us about your Jay-Morrison-Academy experience. How long you been in the academy, what you've been learning?
I've been in the academy. Oh, okay. oh, wow. About a little over 6 months.
Okay.
And really just understanding that it's possible. See, before when he's giving us all the information and, we didn't know it was possible. So now I know where I can go look for the information. I know it's out there and I know I can. And so that's what just being a part of this is making me do. It's all about Treff Life.
Hey, Treff Life. Any other Treff Life in the building? Hey, Treff Life. So what's the number one thing that you have learned so far being in the academy?
Just last night on the phone with Will, he was just telling us just the difference between like business credit and business credit and lines of credit and what you need to do, and not like trying to have a business and deciding to want to write off everything, because then you're not going to be able to do that line of credit on the back end. So he was like, you got to play with the big boys and pay the IRS and do what you need to do. Yes. And then you can get that business credit and start really doing some real things. So
awesome.
I like that.
At the end of the program, when you're done, what is your goal? What is the end game for you?
To really start my own business and then start buying up some real estate for my family and being the CEO of my family. That's
awesome.
Really the part.
Thank you, Queen. Right. Thank you. Peace King, how are you? Tell us your name and your experience and how long you've been in the academy.
My name is Sonny. My name is Sonny. I've been in the academy about a year, and basically it's been a platform for me to do a lot, because I've actually went from that to easy funding. And now I'm actually about to go through the funding program. So I've incorporated.
Nice. What did your credit score change from?
From like 680 to like 730 now.
Nice. Clap it up. Who's in the 700s? Raise your hand if your credit score is in the 700s. We got to get that up. We got to get that up, guys. Awesome. So what is your end goal? When you're done with the academy, done with the easy funding, what is your end goal?
Well, I want to be a buy and hold investor. I want to own apartment buildings.
Nice. Set those goals. Thank you. Hi, Queen. How are you? Good. Tell us your name and your journey. And
my name is Connie King Griffin. My husband and I, Curtis, are both not only investors also, but I've been in the academy about a year now. And I've always done real estate, but not as a business. So definitely what I've learned is how to convert it, not say just from being a landlord, but being the lord of my land, and how to really progress it to a business and not just collecting rent.
Yes.
And also we've done the easy funding for our business funds. We've gotten over 20 grand.
Wait, say that again for those of you who didn't hear. She started the business funding and she's got over 20 grand in our easy funding program. Clap it up for that.
Yes. And one thing I can say, we've also been able to benefit it, just even going and taking more classes. We've used some of the business funds to do that and do it also as a tax write-off.
Awesome.
So,
And what's the end goal for you guys?
it's just to grow our business and continue to open more doors.
Awesome.
So,
Thank
and
you
get
for
into really
sharing.
some commercial properties.
Awesome.
So,
Thank you for
also,
sharing.
I have a sister-in-law here that's a casting agent out of LA.
Nice.
And also to get involved with you with the your production, your
Okay.
movie production.
Awesome.
So,
Let's talk. Let's
all right.
talk. King, let us know who you are and what your journey is in the academy.
Yes. Hello. I'm Tyrone. Victorville in the house. No. High Desert. I joined the J.
Hold on, I'm gonna stop you 1 second. Can I get everybody from the back to come join us in the front here so we can see you and love on you? If you guys can walk around and come to the front so you aren't behind us and you don't miss out. I'm sorry?
It's hard to hear you in the back.
Eugene, is there any way we can get some more volume on the mic? Can everybody hear back there? No? There's no way to get any more volume, King Gene? Because I know how to project. Y'all still can't hear me back there? Too far back?
We don't want you to have the screen system.
Okay, here you go.
Thank you. Can you hear me now? All right. So again, my name is Tyrone. I've joined the JMA Academy back in December of 2018, and I'm still learning. I'm still growing. One of the things I'm learning is about you have to take care of your personal credit. Stop trying to run away from it and just deal with it, however long it takes. I'm an impatient brother, and I want things to happen tomorrow, but I'm learning from King Will and everybody that these things take time, especially stuff that you really want. So I'm getting my credit together. I've signed up for the easy funding, so once I'm taking the classes and everything and ready, I can get funding. And my end goal, just to save you from asking me the question, I want to own some property to replace my income so I can come off my job and just chill, and have time to do what I want to do instead of what I have to do. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Auntie Sharice, I'm gonna call you to the mic real quick because you live in this community and you've seen the changes in this community. I want you to just come and give us a few words about what you've seen in this community and some things that you think we can do to continue to pour into this community. Come on now, come on down, Sharice. Give it up for my Aunt Sharice. Give her a round of applause. Who owns her home right here in the community?
I don't know. You put me on the spot. Oh, my God. No, I think what I can say about real estate is when I was working for a company, I worked for multiple companies. I worked for Power 106. I worked for Motown Records. I worked at LeGrand Communications. And during all those times, I kept saying, oh, I need to put away my 401k. I need to put away my 401k. And it like really, really bothered me. And I did invest in my 401k, but the best investment I've ever made in my life was the home that I have 4 blocks up the street that I bought. I'm going to just put it on out there that I bought for $235, and the house is now worth $1.1. Okay? So real estate, really, the 401k, okay, that's my 401k. Yes. So I can take equity out of my house, and I'm going to partner with my niece here. They're going to start buying real estate. So, real estate is really the best way to go, you guys. I mean, just listen to them and just figure out how you can get it done. I started off coming to Los Angeles back from being married, divorced, had $87 to my name, and my credit was in the 500s. My credit is now 811.
Wow.
So you guys can get it.
Thank you for sharing. All right, guys, before we get more financially lit today, I want you guys to all pull out your phones and we're going to take a very quick test. I want you all to take out your phones, your iPads, whatever device you're using today, and I want you to text JMALA to the number 69696. Everybody got that? Text the number 69696 and text JMALA. You will see a link come up, and I want you guys all to take a few minutes to take this quick quiz. And when you see the stop sign, I want you guys all to stop, and then we're going to take it again at the end of the class. Everybody got it pulled up? Oh, what was that? 69696. That's the number you're going to text. In the text subject, you're going to text JMALA. JMALA to 69696. Raise your hand when you got it pulled up. All right. JMALA to 69696. JMALA to 69696. Where's my Sharpie? You know I don't do this whiteboard thing. Yes. Follow the directions, follow the prompts. I'm gonna write it on the board for you guys who don't have it yet. All right, you're gonna text 69696. You're gonna text JMALA. When it texts you, you're gonna put in yes. Follow the prompts, put in yes, and take this very quick quiz. Everybody got it pulled up? Can't hear you. Everybody got it? Anybody having trouble? (69696) JMALA. Type in yes, follow the prompts, take the quiz, stop at the stop sign. Don't cheat.
What if Martin didn't stand up? What if Rosa didn't sit down? What if Malcolm didn't man up? Where would we be now? What if Marley didn't get up, stand up? What if Du Bois didn't come to advance us? And Mandela didn't come to teach us? Where would we be now? We are the ones we've been waiting for. We can change the world. We can change the world with our love, 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 love. 'Cause it is up to us. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We can change the world. Our love can change the world. We can change the world with our love, 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 love. Our love can change the world. What if Maya didn't speak out?
How we doing, guys? How we doing?
What if Langston Hughes didn't
Y'all getting there?
down?
I scored an 86% the first time I took this quiz.
Tell me
No competition or anything.
What if Soul Jonah never told the truth? Or Ida B. Wells never printed the news? Harriet never went underground. Where would we be now? We are the ones we've been waiting for. We can change the world. We can change the world with our love, 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 love. 'Cause it's up to us. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We can change the world. Our love can change the world. We can change the world with our love, 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 love.
How we doing, guys? We almost finished?
Our love can change the world.
Yes, no, maybe so?
We matter.
You guys done?
Me too, I matter, you matter, we matter. Together we are love. It's gotta be all of us to stand up and speak out with all.
All right, guys, stop at the stop sign. We're gonna retake the quiz at the end after Jay drops these jewels to see what we all learned. You can cut the music, King Gene. Keep your spots. We're going to come right back to that. For those of you who just joined, welcome to the CornerClass LA here in Leimert Park. I, for one, am very, very excited to be here because I am from Los Angeles, born and raised in Los Angeles. I'm actually from the Valley. I'm a Valley girl. A818A. But my family lives right here, right across from Leimert Park. I'm going to drop a little poetry on y'all today before I get on up off this mic. But before that, today is an extremely, extremely special date. What's the date today? Anybody know the date?
It's my birthday.
May 30th. Oh, happy birthday, King. May 31st is such a special day because it is the anniversary of the Black Wall Street bombing that happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1921. It is also the anniversary that we resurrected that spirit of black entrepreneurship through the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. We launched June 1st of last year. How many people are Treff Life? Yes, round of applause for our Treff family. We launched last year our initial IPO June 1st, and we have galvanized over 9,400 partners and investors into the fund, and we're super, super excited that we are here in LA on our 1-year anniversary to pay homage to the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, pay homage to O.W. Gurley, who started Black Wall Street and founded Black Wall Street back in 1920s when he came to Tulsa, Oklahoma. It was called Tulsa Town back then, and purchased 40 acres of land and only sold to other blacks, and created a freaking, oh my God, a community of 36 square blocks of thriving black businesses, banks, libraries, schools, barbershops, cleaners, had 6 private planes, their own transit system created by Simon Barry. And we are resurrecting that spirit with the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. And they're resurrecting the spirit right here in Leimert Park. There's Leimert Parks all across the nation. There's Peter Streets in Atlanta all across the nation. It doesn't have to stop at Black Wall Street. It doesn't stop in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We have to continue to spread that message, continue to start businesses, continue to own businesses, and continue to patronize black businesses, right? Because everybody doesn't want to be an entrepreneur, and that's fine. But we have to patronize each other's businesses and initiatives when we start stuff. You have a friend that has a clothing line, a friend that has a business, patronize their businesses, right? Yes. We excited about patronizing our folks' businesses? Yes.
Especially since we're the biggest consumers in America.
Absolutely. 1.3 trillion in spending power. We've got a lot of power, guys. We have a lot of power in our dollars, and we have to direct that power to where it should be, in our own communities, in our own pockets, keeping that dollar circulating in our own community. So I am going to do a little poetry for y'all before I bring up King Jay Morrison. Y'all want to hear a poem? Y'all want to hear one poem, or y'all want to hear 2? Spin that shit, spin that shit, spin that shit, and get it right back. No, how about buy some land, build that shit, and lead the pack? Or invest that shit, and watch it stack, watch it rack, watch it make your money back. Like double that, triple that. I'm trying to show you the format of how the rich get wealthy and stay wealthy. How they keep their pockets healthy and stay healthy. I'm trying to give you the cheat sheet of how a group of like-minded individuals came together to build a whole Black Wall Street. Like, here's the formula. That same bag of weed you buy every day is $20 a day, times 7 days a week, times 4 weeks a month, times 12 months a year. That's $6,720. That's 3% down on a $200,000 house. And in case you were unaware, it only takes 3% down to purchase a whole home. That's something you own. That's seeds you've watered, planted, grown, and sown. See, when you have a strategic plan, you won't ever have to call anybody landlord, because you'll be the lord of your land. See, we need to stop this generational curse and build generational wealth. We need to stop this generational curse and build generational wealth. We need to stop strictly being consumers while working backwards and digging a ditch and making everybody else's family rich. Like, pop quiz. How do you know what a WCW means and you don't know what an ROI is? Or your FICO score is? See, our relationships with finances need to get way stronger. Like, we need to build a way better rapport. Like, you cute and all, but I'm gonna need you to know your credit score. Like, how many of y'all own a piece of the rock? How many of y'all have money in stock? See, as a people, we need to set way higher financial goals and have more power and control. We need to know less about sports and own more houses and stores. Own some shit you can really call yours. Like, newsflash, it ain't really your hood if you don't own no doors. See, this tainted system we live in is own or be owned. You can buy or be loaned. And you can listen to these words or not. I'm just trying to get you to see the power of buying back the block. Thank you. So the Tulsa Real Estate Fund and the CornerClass is so special to me because in a way I feel like it brought Jay and I together, and it's really how I found my husband. I remember the first day I met Jay. I had a girlfriend named Letitia Robb who was working for him at the time, and she said, man, you got to meet this guy named Jay Morrison. I'm working for him now, and you guys are so much alike, and y'all operate from the same frequency, and you just got to meet him. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll meet him. And I walked into his office, and that same day, I knew that I was going to be in his life for a really, really long time. And at the end of that meeting, he was telling me about the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, and he said, I'm going to build a Black Wall Street. And I said, what you know about Black Wall Street? I said, I spoke about Black Wall Street in my viral poem, The Average Black Girl, that I did on the Arsenio Hall a few years ago. And I said, I am going to help you build a Black Wall Street. And since that day, I never stopped helping him sow seeds, helping him grow, helping him with the vision, with our team that we've grown, and it's just completely brought us together. And I 100% believe that we cannot nation build until we can community build. And we cannot community build until we can relationship build. And those relationships start right here with our husbands, our wives, our mothers, our fathers, our cousins, our aunts, our uncles in our community. That's where the relation building has to start, so we can community build and we can nation build, right? On 3, nation build. 1, 2, 3. Nation build. On 3, nation build. 1, 2, 3. Nation build. And that's exactly what we're doing. That's exactly what we're all doing as we're out here right now. It's Friday. It's LA. We could be anywhere we wanted to be, but we all chose to be right here, right? Because we want more for ourselves. We want more for our future. We want to pour into our families. We want to pour into our communities. We want to pour into our people. And one of the biggest tools for me that I believe we can nation build and relationship build and community build is through Black love. And I wrote this poem called Black Love that I just love so much because I believe every ounce, every word, everything that I wrote on paper with this poem, I believe it is one of the keys and answers to us mending relationships between the Black man and the Black woman. So I'm gonna do this poem for you guys before I bring up King Jay. Y'all wanna hear it? Want to hear it? Here you go. I often wonder, if I was hopelessly hanging from a cliff, would you reach your arm out to save me? If I was desperately gasping for air, staring in the face of death, would you press your brown lips against mine and bless me with one last breath? Or have they made you completely forget about me? Black men, I'm speaking to you because it seems as over the years you've lost your love for us, but your love for them grew. But let's not forget, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Yes. And it's not that she can't love you. It's just that Black man, I was made for you, sculpted by the hands of God to love, feed, nurture, protect, and compliment you. And there is no ands, ifs, buts, or maybes. It was the Black woman's breast milk that even fed the master's baby. When you were young and fell and scraped your knee, it was your mother who was there to tend the stitches and fix your britches. See, the Black woman has always been the Black man's saving grace, but somewhere between L'Oreal commercials, tanning salons, lip injections, and ass shots, you put us all in a cultural rat race, leaving us with just enough fucking self-esteem for us to chase a dying breed of a man that's running so far and fast from home, we feel the need to pick up the pace, spewing words of vulgarity, calling us every name in the book. But the Bible says unto a woman, a man is supposed to speak life. The Bible says the man that's found a good thing is the man that's found a wife. But you freely spit these words of obscenity, robbing us of our royal grace. How could you call a Black woman a bitch and go home and lick your mama in the face? And society will have you thinking the grass is always greener on the other side, but trust and believe when shit hits the fan, the bounce in her hair won't stop her from walking you and those papers straight to Chase. And on that we can bank. Black man, let me help you. The grass is greener where you water it. The more you water, the purer the fruit. And if you study the origin of your true history, you'd be watering at the root, because mass media won't educate you on your royal oats. See, they'll have you thinking our history started when we were shipped over in those boats. See, they want to make you forget about black queens like Amina, the queen of Zaria. Candace, the empress of Ethiopia, the queen of Kemet, Nefertiti. See, those are the faces you will never see on TV. But black men don't think shit changed, because ain't shit changed since the 60s. They doing everything but wearing white hoods, burning down churches and flags. Every chance they get, they'll Kim, Courtney, and Chloe your ass. And I cried tears when I wrote these words, because I'm standing here open like king. What about me? What about your queen? Don't let these false images of society make you run. There are still good black women out here walking fresh out of the pages of Proverbs 31, and we are crying out like I'm all you need. I'll sew the thread, I'll bake the bread, I'll keep you mentally, spiritually, emotionally fed. Black man, I will pull greatness out of you. I'm preparing myself for the day like the Bible says you leave your mother and father and we become one. I would happily give you your first son. We'd be a great team, and we'd do things like I'll teach him how to tie his shoes, and you teach him how to drill the screws, and I'll make us all dinner, and you could just do the dishes. But mass media has convinced you to need 2 chains and need 2 bitches. But just like your mama, when you fall, I'ma always be here to tend the stitches and fix your britches. And my soul grows weary, and my heart sometimes stings, because through all the trials and tribulations, every inch of my body still believes the black man is king. And in case you didn't hear me, yes, the black man is king, and I'll bow down at his presence. And I believe God cut me from his rib so I can mirror his essence. Black man, take care of it, and it will take care of you. But see, you men always think you can do your dirty work then clean it up after. Like, let me come in her tonight, then tomorrow she can take the morning after. But what you men don't understand is you have to wash your hands before you touch your dick, not just after. Black man, take care of home. Treat your women like a precious stone. With clean hands and a clean heart, touch her soul. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, LA. Without further ado, we out here preaching the gospel, the financial gospel, the black love gospel. We came out here to pour love into you, and my husband is going to set it off tonight. My husband, the founder and CEO of the Jay-Morrison-Academy, Inc. 500's top financial institutes. The founder and CEO of the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, the first ever black-owned real estate crowd fund. Did all this coming out of Somerville, New Jersey as a high school dropout, a 3-time felon, a former drug dealer. Yes, a former drug dealer is the founder and fund manager of the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. Okay. Give it up for my husband, Mr. Jay-Morrison.
Get it, Jay.
I put on Instagram today, and how we gonna start this off is this class is dedicated to one of your hometown heroes, one of our comrades, a soldier in our fight for unity, justice, for repair, for freedom, the late great King Nipsey Hussle. So I'm going to ask everyone that can stand, please stand. And this right here is for Nip. I want everybody, we know our physical, all of our physicals are going to perish one day. But our energy, our souls, our spirits live on. I know for a fact that our brother's spirit live on. I'm saddened because we had some conversations about a year ago about us collaborating and bringing the CornerClass together here to Crenshaw in LA. And he can't be with us here in the physical, but we're gonna honor his memory, his legacy, and we're gonna feel his energy. So I need everybody to put a hand up, point to the sky. As high as you can point it. This is for King Nip the Great. So So I want everybody to close your eyes real quick. I want y'all to vibe with me. I want us to all send our energy to our brother and our love to his family, his heirs. And just close your eyes with me real quick as we start this corner class. I'm gonna make sure we feed y'all today in the spirit of Nip. We grew up selfish and savage, almost classless. Selling drugs to our aunts and uncles was like a rite of passage. But now we own assets, black-owned schools, historic real estate funds. We call it black magic, no more drug traffic. I put away childish things, adopted some new habits. No more saying nigga and bitch. Man, we past that. We call ourselves kings and queens. No more slave talking. We ain't blowing cash on new shiny things. We call it sleepwalking. This the elevation of the culture, but y'all only respect rappers though. I made millions without rapper sports as far as trappers go. I did it the best without rapper sports as far as I know. But if it ain't me, I'll salute the king. No more ego. No more crab in the bucket, my king, like Hov said, we off that. If you the one leading our people, shit, I'll fall back. I'll fall in line. Like a soldier, our own mind. We gotta kill that pride and division. It's about time. We unite around one united vision until we all climb and put our self-interest aside until we all shine. Thank you, King Nip. So we're gonna get into it today. Again, we're gonna make sure that we are fed. The goal and the purpose of today's class, and I want everybody to repeat after me. I want you to say, put us in position. Put us in position. Everybody say it again, put us in position. Put us in position. My journey over the last several years as I've climbed out of the streets, climbed out of the gutter, got it out the mud after 2.5 years in prison as a 3-time felon who turned his life around at 25 years old to enter this mortgage industry, real estate industry, and entrepreneurship. My goal has been to bridge the wealth gap and, like Black Robin Hood, like young Malcolm, take the game that I've learned from the rich and bring it back to the poor, to the marginalized, the underserved, to the middle class, the working class, and show us how we can bridge the wealth gap and put ourselves, our heirs, our families, and our community in position. You can't guarantee anyone's gonna be wealthy. You can't guarantee your next generation is gonna be wealthy. But what I can guarantee you, if you just do some intentional things, you can put yourself, your heirs, our community in position. All the wealthy have done, and what they've done over all these years, the top 10%, the elite 1%, is that through some knowledge, through some information, through some strategy, through some intentionality, through some discipline, focus, some game, they've been able to put themselves, their families, their heirs, and their communities in position. And see, our community, we've been boxed out, but yet we boxed ourselves out, and we have remained out of position. So my goal is to self-empower us, let us be self-determined, to take our own destiny into our own hands, because off the game you're gonna learn today, the strategy, the information you're gonna learn today, you will be able to be in position. As an individual, as what we call the CEO of your last name, for your family, for your heirs, for your legacy, and collectively as a village or as a community. So we have a live stream going today, and as my wife mentioned, and big round of applause for my wife, Ernestine Morrison, who killed it. Today we honor the memory and legacy of Black Wall Street, as she mentioned, where there were hundreds of our people murdered, thousands imprisoned, over 36 square blocks bombed, burned, and massacred in one day that started on May 31st of 1921, this day. And in one day, that kind of devastation where the Tulsa, Oklahoma government and sheriff's office, the first bomb that was ever dropped on American soil, happened on June 1st of 1921 on black people and their homes and their businesses. And then over $4 million of insurance claims denied. They stripped us of generations of wealth and legacy. And so, knowing this, and after 2015, after the Freddie Gray uprising in Baltimore, which I was an active advocate and activist on the ground, our community called for what we see many hashtags about, many tweets about, many t-shirts about. We called for us to build the Black Wall Street. I said, that sounds cool to build the Black Wall Street, and I'm in. But what's that look like? See, when you talk about these cool Instagram hashtag-worthy terms, what about the hard work and the infrastructure behind? What does it look like to build the Black Wall Street? How are we going to build the Black Wall Street without any black economic vehicles? Without any black economic institutions? We constantly talk about unity and doing business together, but what the business is? How are you going to do business without a business? I'll say it again. How are you going to do business without a business? You're just talking. You're out of position. So I took it upon myself in 2015, off some previous research I did about how to raise public capital. Our president, the only president I recognize, our president, President Barack Obama, passed the Jobs Act, which made it possible for non-accredited investors and accredited investors to start investing in emerging market companies, to new companies, all the same. See, prior to the Jobs Act in 2015, only accredited investors, or those who had a net worth of $2 million or more, or those who made $250,000 or more, only they could invest in these companies. So for over 100 years since the Great Depression, all the non-accredited investors, the working class, could not invest into these opportunities because the government deemed them as not sophisticated enough. And they didn't want them to be taken advantage of. So they said, nope, not for you guys, only for the wealthy, because we deem them to be sophisticated. So again, through laws and legislation putting themselves in position, they were able to create all these companies and invest in all these companies in which we, the marginalized, had no opportunity to participate in. So after President Obama passed the Jobs Act, I took the opportunity to innovate that Jobs Act and to build an infrastructure, do the research and development to create what we called, in homage of Black Wall Street. I wanted to call it the Black Wall Street Fund, but I didn't think they'd approve that. So I called it a Tulsa Real Estate Fund in homage of Black Wall Street, in homage of that town in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but for the purpose of creating an economic vehicle that we all can invest capital together. And I thought about our issues partnering together and doing business together. And I said, wait, I don't trust black people like that, and they probably don't trust me. I said, we tired of the preachers and the collection plates and the building funds, and we don't know where the money goes, what's the profit and loss statement, where are the P&Ls, where are the financials. But I see your private jet though, Pastor. I see the land the church owns, but how come it hasn't developed anything for the community and the people that it serves? I thought we were Christian, meaning Christ-like. Christ said he came to serve the least amongst us. Where are the least? And how did you serve them? So I said, well, I don't want to be one of those guys or gals. I want to create an economic vehicle. I don't want to do a GoFundMe where you raise a bunch of money through a GoFundMe and still you don't know where the money is really going and who got it and where it's at and what happened. And so I knew there was a transparency issue in our ability to do business together, in our ability to raise capital together, in our ability to be sophisticated and civilized and have an economic infrastructure. So one of my, somebody's blocking a van in. If you're blocking someone, what van?
All these cars are blocking your van. So this whole middle section needs to be cleared out.
This middle section will have to be cleared out and to the right, I'm told. This way. So whoever's in the middle, please. So I put together a research and development team to work on building out this company, which I want to show you guys. Again, this is the anniversary This is not me. This is no puffery. This is not, don't clap for Jay Morrison. This is the first ever black-owned real estate crowdfund in the history of America.
Yeah.
You understand that? And so before I get our lecture, our family wealth lecture, I want to illustrate to you all what we've done, what our year has been like, the first year of this company, some of our challenges, some of our successes. Just yesterday, there was a black woman who owns a black-owned development firm out of New Orleans, Louisiana, a black woman. And I was able to sign on a dotted line, approve the wire, and we were able to fund nearly a $500,000 7-unit development for her through the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. You know how that felt going to the bank? I'm about to go fund this black woman. But not only am I going to fund this black woman as the fund manager, we did it together with over 9,400 investment partners. So when I talk about and we talk about Black Wall Street and economic empowerment, I'm not just talking the talk, I'm not just hashtagging and tweeting. I'm talking about against all odds. They told me in 2005 when I was leaving the streets and trying to get into real estate, they said you cannot do real estate with felonies. I'm here to tell you my God is able.
That's right. That's right.
One of the kings out of our Houston corner class, King Tone, I believe his name is, gave me this shirt. I didn't even plan to wear it. I plan on going shopping today, going get some fly new fancy something for the corner class. Woke up with a crick in my neck, could hardly move. And this shirt says, my God, it says the devil is real, but my God is trill. I was born to a 17-year-old mom who got off the abortion table and fought her family to have me.
All right. Yeah.
I stood in WIC lines and welfare lines with my mom. I had free lunch in school. I faced abuse and molestation as a youth. I dropped out of high school at 16 years old. I caught my first felony at 18 years old, facing 3 years of life in prison. 3 years of life in prison for a quarter kilo of coke and a loaded handgun. They put life on the back. This system. I started in entrepreneurship, made millions before I became a millionaire my first 3 years in the real estate industry, leaving the corner of 10th and Springfield in Newark, New Jersey, where I sold heroin. Blew money fast, got caught up in the cultural trap, thought the money would never end, and found myself bankrupt before 30. Broke, busted and disgusted. Borrowing money from my mom to pay my light bill. Depressed. Bounced back, got on my good foot, found my purpose, saw that was greater than me and blowing money fast and new shiny things. And wrote my first book, became an author, and now a 3-time author, 2-time best-selling author. Started my journey back into real estate, started working for one of the top real estate companies in the world, Sotheby's International Real Estate. I was the first black man hired by prominent property Sotheby's International Real Estate in Bergen County, New Jersey. On my come up. Then got into a practical feud with the owner of the company because as I was listing $10 million houses and touring $56 million houses and seeing extreme wealth and abundance, on one hand, I was going to teach Newark, New Jersey inner city kids in schools financial literacy, and I was watching our children go to school with holes in their sneakers in the afternoon, but in the morning I was in a $56 million house. I had to ask myself, how is this wealth disparity, this wealth gap so wide and so broad, and what can I do about it? So I began to intentionally meaning on purpose. Everybody say on purpose. On purpose. See, when you watch me work, I work on purpose. We're not going to nation build by accident. We're not going to build family legacy by a trip up.
That's right. That's right.
You're not going to build wealth on accident. You got to do it on purpose, King.
Right.
You got to do it on purpose, queen. So when I said in that song, or that spoken word, it's going to be a song one day. I'm telling you, I'm coming. I'm coming. When I said we grew up selfish and savage, almost classless, because selling drugs to our aunts and uncles was like a rite of passage. I met my biological father when I was 7 years old for the first time. I remember he bought me an orange Sunkist soda out of an ice cream truck. He left a few days later. I seen him again when I was 9 years old for 1 week. He promised to take me fishing. He never showed up that day. I remember. The next time I seen my biological father was when I was 17 years old and I was selling coke in Somerville, New Jersey. And one of my town customers called me and said, your father's in town. He's looking to get high. What you got? My first interaction with my biological father, the man who gave me these good looks. I do, Ma. Our first interaction in nearly 10 years was me serving him 2 for $35 bag of cocaine. And then I went off on a trip with him to Nebraska where he lived, and I started trafficking cocaine at 17 years old. I had 2 ounces of coke in my side pocket on a plane from Newark Airport to Lincoln, Nebraska, where he showed me how to cook up coke to crack. So when I say almost classless, selling drugs to our aunts and uncles was like a rite of passage, I'm speaking from the spirit, from the heart, from experience. But now we own assets.
Yes.
Black-owned schools.
Yes.
See, we can't educate ourselves by accident. We complain about the school system and what they haven't taught us and what they haven't done for us. And they, them. We got this one finger always pointing back at them, but we got 3 strong ones pointing back at us. So instead of complaining about the financial literacy in our schools, instead of complaining about the wealth gap, instead of complaining about what we don't know, in 2014, January 8th, I founded the Jay-Morrison-Academy, a wealth education institute, which got recognized by Inc. 5000 last year as number 13 fastest growing educational companies in the country. On purpose. Number 588 fastest growing companies in the country out of 5,000. On purpose, our own schools. So when I said we own assets, black-owned schools, historic real estate funds, we call it black magic. When I say historic real estate funds, I'm talking about the Tulsa real estate fund and our 94+ investors and the nearly $8 million of capital that we've raised against all odds. When I say against all odds, what I'm talking about is, believe it or not, black people, we launched this fund June 1st of last year. The website crashed 3 times the first night. Over our first week, we raised over $10 million of capital commitments. I had over 20 black bloggers come out against us and said Tulsa Real Estate Fund is a scam. They didn't even give us a chance to operate yet, a chance to perform yet. Our own people came out, made blogs, whole YouTube channels, whole channels. So I say, we talk about putting in position. These are people that say they're about the community, social empowerment. So what I say is this, before you, and I'm all about constructive criticism done the right way. I don't mind us contributing towards this together. I might have missed a beat, let me know. King, queen, brother, sister. It's a way to do it though, if that were the case. But even in that I say, okay, if you take the Tulsa Real Estate Fund away, and I want all you to participate in this, please. If we take the Tulsa Real Estate Fund away, I want you to yell out the other black-owned fund or business that we all can invest in that lends money back to the community. Yell it out.
Nobody.
No, let's be real though. We're talking about self-empowerment, stopping ginger. What's that?
A new car company.
A new car company.
The only person that's gonna do it is your mama. That's the only person gonna do it. There ain't no company that's doing it.
It don't exist. So my point being is saying that we talk a good talk about stopping gentrification. We talk a good talk about Black Wall Street. We talk a good talk about self-empowerment, bridging the wealth gap, and reparations and everything else. But with hundreds here on this corner, we legitimately don't have any other institutions that we all can own shares of that were Black owned and founded for the purpose of revitalizing our community that does not exist to this date. So we can't keep talking about the things that we want to do and then just destroy the things that we have. So I said, now we own assets, Black-owned schools, historic real estate funds. We call it black magic, but now we own assets, right? I said, no more drug traffic. I put away childish things, I adopted some new habits. We don't call ourselves niggas and bitch. We passed that. How can we talk about police brutality and how everyone else degrades us and when someone else is off beat and empowering us, but we can't even find it to empower ourselves off 2 words? Think about, let's take ourselves out of our own shoes real quick. Think about other communities we talk about and that we respect, whether it be the Asian community, Pakistani, Afghani, Indian, Korean, the Jewish community. Imagine if the Jewish community ran around calling themselves Jewish slurs. How would you look at them? Like y'all some fools. Imagine the Jewish or Asian community, the common reference in their culture for their woman was bitch. How would you look at them? Take yourself out of our own shoes for a second. If all the Asians we knew, that was their common tongue for how they talk about their mothers, their women, their wives, or brother to brother, all the power that we need to empower ourselves, we hold. We're not being intentional about doing the things that we say that we want to do. So we've been on this journey of financial empowerment, social empowerment, holistic empowerment. But I promised our Tulsa Real Estate Fund audience that we would give them an anniversary announcement. So I first want to tell you all what the Tulsa Real Estate Fund is and what it looks like. And we're going to get into our family wealth lecture today. So what we created with Tulsa Real Estate Fund, we call TREF, or TREF Life, is last year we offered 1 million shares of our company to the public at $50 per share. Minimum 10 shares or a $500 investment. What that investment was for was to have ownership and equity in our company. Through offering those shares, about 148,000 shares were purchased, or units were purchased. We raised nearly $8 million this year, over the last year. What we're going to be doing in about, hopefully another month when we relaunch, is that we are going to be going out challenging all of you. 8 million is cool, it's historic, it's the first one ever, but it's honestly laughable for however many there are of us, what we spend on, what we do, and what we say we want to do. And I want to talk about the opportunity cost of money in a little bit, but my point is we're talking about a $500 investment. That's 80,000 of us investing $500 is $50 million. Or $40 million, excuse me, to complete our fund. Our fund cap is $50 million. That's our goal, to raise $50 million in our first fund. This is to be the first fund of 20 funds in 5 years. 20 $50 million funds is $1 billion of assets under management for the purpose of revitalizing our communities, stopping gentrification, funding our own projects, developing in our communities. We talk about how to get a big B under our control. And the first step is to complete this first fund. Each fund partner and investor gets an 8% preferred return and their share of 50% of the fund future profits. So not only do you get ownership in the company, equity in the company, you also get a preferred return which accrues and 50%. What accrue means is if the first year we can't meet 8%, the second year we still owe you that 8% and you owe 8% the next year. And it continues to accrue till the company becomes profitable enough that all investors are paid and meet profits. New emerging companies are not typically going to be profitable their first year. We're building an economic infrastructure, giving us something that we haven't done or had since Marcus Garvey in 1919 was the last time that we raised any kind of capital together for the Black Star Line in 1919. So what we've created in this company is an opportunity for all of us to have ownership, to be able to have our right to our preferred returns and future profits, but have an economic vehicle that was started for us by us. This is the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. So right now, we are not raising capital right now. Again, we're about hopefully another 30 days away. So my challenge to all of you, if you go to our website, tulsarealestatefund.com, you can join our email list and get on a waiting list to become a partner and investor when the fund relaunches, and participate in history and participate in what you're saying you want to do. Over this last year, we've been able to acquire a 30,000 square foot office building in an opportunity zone in East Point, Georgia, 10,000 square foot of office space, 20,000 square feet being developed for a TV and film production studio on a 2.6 acre campus. We've been able to fund another Black-owned company, woman, minority developer out of Lake Charles, Louisiana, a 14-unit development. We funded her opportunity. Just a few weeks ago, we invested another $1 million to three different sponsors. A Black-owned king out of Cincinnati. We helped him fund a new construction on 3 single-family developments in his gentrified area. We helped another king fund a fix and flip in Buckhead, Georgia, one of the most wealthiest sections of Georgia, funded his 100% financing. Then another king in Nashville in a gentrified area was able to fund his project and opportunity, and have been able to develop, acquire, manage, or fund deals all over the country for those looking to have access to capital where we had no access to capital. Not at this close relationship. So this is the object of our fund, is to be able to have an institution where we all can partake in the interest and equity of this fund. We just completed our audit. All our financials are public. You can see all our financials online. Everything's public. And then through this fund, our management company, the Tulsa Founders, manages this fund. As founders, we get a 5.5% management fee and our share of 50% of future profits for managing the fund, its activity. The underwriting, the administrations, the treasury, the compliance, the legal, the marketing, the branding. Now, with this opportunity, as we go into our next year, I want to give you guys one bit on the fund and one bit of something I want to invite you all to in August, and then we're going to get into our family wealth lecture. My commitment has been so deep to making sure that this works, because my legacy is on this, my name's on the line. I took on a reputational risk. Along with Ernestine and Mashard and Janetta and our initial partners, I literally went to other celebrities, those richer than I, and said, hey, what's up, let's get down. They said, I don't want no parts of that crowd. If something go wrong, everybody gonna say it's you. Nobody wanted to get down on this because nobody wanted the reputational risk. I said, if somebody don't take the risk, then what the hell else we got? Somebody got to do it. When we launched this, rest in peace, rest in power, King Nip hit me on Instagram and said, yo, check your DM, check your message, call me. He dropped his number in my inbox. I called him, he FaceTimed me and said, yo, bro, I want in. I pledged 10,000. He said, me and my partner working on something just like this, but why should we do something just like this when you already got the wheel? Why reinvent the wheel? That's what that brother said to me. He said, bro, me and my partner was talking about doing something just like this. I respect, he said, I know how hard it is. He said, I respect it. And we talked about building and collaborating and moving the culture forward. But I've been so dedicated to this personally that in his first year of this fund, as the CEO of the fund, as the fund manager, what's called the fund fiduciary, meaning the responsible party, I've been so intentional about trying to show a level of sincerity and genuineness and transparency that we haven't seen, because I understand our issues. That's secretly what's really stirring in the critics within our community is we just gave a black man an opportunity to manage millions of dollars. We're not comfortable with that. He looks like me. Yes, I had felonies. Yes, I filed a bankruptcy. Yes, I had financial issues. But yes, I've also bounced back from that and have proven myself to be a pretty wise man and successful or smart entrepreneur. But my point is, my level of, not that I had to, not that I would do it forever, but in this first year of the fund as a CEO, fund manager, fiduciary, the spokesman, the key behind our branding and marketing, this first year, I've taken $0 of salary, $0 of revenue share, $0 of management fee, running this multi-million-dollar company where I deserve it, I've earned it. I've not taken $1 of compensation from this entire $1 million fund, not one. That's on audit, that's on record. This is just what it looks like in the flesh for us to do what we gotta do on purpose and by any means. Secondly, on August 17th, I wanna invite all of you guys on the West Coast and everyone watching live stream. On August 17th, we celebrate on Marcus Garvey's birthday, one of our great forefathers and heroes. We celebrate with the Black Wall Street Ball in Atlanta, Georgia. I want to invite you all to the Black Wall Street Ball. It's an amazing event. We're going to be dressing up this year either in black tie or traditional cultural wear. It's an event of black excellence, brown excellence, white excellence. Whoever wants to come as you are, but come excellent. Come dressed up. It's going to be catered and food, and it's just an amazing event for us to celebrate at a high level. And this is our third annual Black Wall Street Ball. The first year was announced the Tulsa Fund. Last year we were in our launch. Now we have actually taken steps and are in progress. We want to invite you all. It's blackwallstreetball.com for this event. This will be our third annual again. And what we are doing is creating a village, a community of us who want to be empowered and want to do the hard work and want to do it on purpose. It ain't for everybody, I understand that. But it's for those who want to do the hard. That's why we come out on the corners. Tomorrow we're hosting a class in the morning at 10 a.m. on how to finance real estate, how to understand how to use the equity in your homes, how to do no money down deals. I'm doing a whole class from 10 to 12 tomorrow morning on how to finance real estate, no money down deals, creative financing, home equity lines of credit, refinances, how to interview your mortgage folks, how to get to the bag, how to get to the money. But I bring this message I'm about to give you to the corner to meet us where we are, to make it as easy as possible for you to get an education that you have not gotten K through 12. You have not gotten in college, I guarantee you, and most of us have not gotten at home. And so I want to invite you to our Black Wall Street Ball, but now I want to begin our Family Wealth Lecture And I want everybody to say on purpose. On purpose. And put us in position, Jay. All right, this is how we start. What I've learned, I gave you my backstory, not just to inspire you, to motivate you. I want to tell you what my journey was like. During my journey, what I've learned, interacting with the wealthy, interacting with some of the most successful entrepreneurs and business owners in the country, I'm taking this game back to the hood. And what I learned is that one of the first things, right, we talk about bridging the wealth gap and building family wealth. Who here can tell me what wealth is? What else? Since you've been watching the videos, what else? Come on, we talk about building wealth. We in the community. Everybody should know what wealth is.
Wealth is your cup spilling over.
Your cup spilling over, ownership, what? Assets over liabilities. This is what we're going to do today. We're going to learn this. About 300 people today are going to understand exactly, maybe 400 by the time we're done, are going to know what wealth is. So I'm going to split our class in half. Right here with King with the purple on, looking real good. Let me see. Everybody to the left of you, right? Everybody right here, we're going to call Crenshaw. Crenshaw, make some noise. Everybody to the right of my king, all the way to the back. All y'all to the back. Now y'all slip. This my show. This in memory of King Nip. This Slauson over here. Slauson, make some noise. All right, all y'all in the back, y'all Slauson too. All y'all over there, y'all Crenshaw. So we're gonna learn wealth together today. So what wealth is, what we gotta understand, wealth is not about how much you make. It's not just abundance, which is why I said say more. What wealth is having an abundance of assets, but they must, this is the key part. This is where we be screwing up. They must supersede our liabilities and debt. And I'm gonna break this down. I taught this to 7-year-olds last week. 7-year-olds. So I need Crenshaw to say an abundance of assets. Slauson, that supersede liabilities. Slauson, y'all sound too cool. Say it again. Crenshaw, an abundance of assets. Slauson. Wait your turn. Crenshaw. Everybody together. Let me break this down real plain layman term, Jane, for you real quick. See, many times in our community, we get some abundance, we get some assets, we get a check. But soon we get it, we spend that and try to get it right back. The issue in our community is the consumer issue. It's not about how much you make. It's about how much you keep. See, we're taught to blow money fast. We're taught, wait, I gotta enjoy it now because I can't take it with me. But you fool, you ain't supposed to take it with you. You're supposed to pass it down to your heirs. This is not, pardon me, I misspoke. This is not a family wealth class. This is an intergenerational wealth class. An intergenerational family wealth class. See, generational wealth means for one generation. See, we focus building wealth for self. Hustling for our first name. Damn, Jay look good. Oh, Jay got the new truck? Oh, she got that bag? You worried about you, your first name looking good. But you're not focused on the intergenerational wealth. Your heirs and how they look and what they go through, what you prepared for them. That's the sacrifice and the discipline that we don't make often enough in our community. We so into keeping up with the Joneses, but our last name ain't Jones. So Because you make $1 million don't make you wealthy. If your debt is $950,000, because you got a $10 million check don't make you wealthy. Oh, he up 10 mil, he gotta have it. He got the new Rolls Royce truck, he gotta have it. Right, 19 keys? That's right. He got the big new chain on, he gotta have it. That's nigga wealth. Ignorant. Yeah, I'm saying nigger. Ignorant. Ignorant wealth. Not in the know. What intergenerational wealth is as I get it, I understand, and my goal is to have an abundance of it. It spilleth over. But it has to supersede all my liability and debts, meaning I gotta spend less and borrow less to keep more, to leave behind for my heirs. Everybody say heirs. Heirs. A very important part of this class, and one thing I noticed is that, see, many of us, we have children and we were taught by and parented by our parents, and it was a hostile or a authoritative parent-child relationship. That's how we were taught from our former slave masters and what we went into the society with. Our relationship was an authoritative parent relationship. Boy, do what I say 'cause I said to do it. I don't care what I say, you just do it. But what we have not taken on the tough responsibility of as parents in our community is understanding that our key responsibility is to set up and put in position, say put in position. Put in position. We gotta put our heirs in position. So if that means you gotta sacrifice and you have to look a little less good in this lifetime so your heirs can be greater later, that's your job. That's your job with the abundance of assets that you create, is how can I set up and put my heirs in position for a greater head start than the one I had. Now, if we start to do that as a community, we can start to bridge the wealth gap. But if we're not really intentional about setting up for our heirs or learning the strategies we need to educate our heirs, we are being what I call a poor CEO of your last name. Next lesson. Somebody tell me what CEO means? Say it again. The CEO is a chief executive officer of an organization. But let me break it down for you a little bit better. The CEO, I need Crenshaw to say leader. Leader. I need Slauson to say visionary. Visionary. The CEO is the leader and visionary of an organization. You have to be the best CEO for your last name. Somebody got to take on that responsibility in this generation to be the new patriarch, the new matriarch. On three, everybody scream your last name. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. For that last name. Somebody has to be looking, see, in an organization, this is what I learned during my 15-year journey managing tens of millions of dollars of real estate and business assets, is that in an organization, you have a COO. The COO is the chief operating officer. The chief operating officer is the one that looks with their head down, making sure the operations in the day-to-day go successful. The CEO has his or her head up, looking at the future of the organization, leading it towards future success. So if none of us take on the responsibility of what do the Morrisons look like in 2040, 2060, 2080, the year 3000, if no one's taking on responsibility to be the chief executive officer or leader and visionary of this of your last name, which is an organization, you're not being intentional about building family wealth. You just talking about it. You don't got no succession plan, you ain't got no will, you got insurance on your phone but not on your life. Talk about it. You got insurance on your car, insurance on your phone, But you pass and you got to do a chicken fry to bury you. Horrible CEO for your last name, and it's your fault.
Don't beat us up too bad, Jay.
If you someone, no, we need a little beating up, Ma. We need a little butt kicking, Ma. Too much shucking and jiving and partying and ish. And nobody talking straight to us and talking plain.
That's right. That's right.
Want to have all this fun. You went to all the concerts, all the games. Come down and spend $70 a month for a $250,000, $500,000 life insurance policy. Oh, we can't afford that. But a family vacation every year. Birthdays every birthday. Valentine's Day every Valentine's Day. Christmas every Christmas, and you ain't even Christian. You're doing all this celebrating, all this liability and debts, and not enough intergenerational asset building. So how your family gonna win? You gotta be intentional about it. What's intentional mean? Say it again. One more time. Crenshaw, say it. Slauson, say it. Crenshaw again. Slauson again. We gotta go build this family wealth on purpose. But it's not gonna happen if everybody looking around like, oh, you got it? Oh, you got it? Oh, you got it? Oh, you gonna do it? Oh, you gonna do it? Somebody gotta be intentional about saying, yo, I got us. It's on me.
That's right. I got us. Yeah.
Somebody gotta step up. Say your last name again. 1, 2, 3. Somebody gotta step up for them and say, yo, I got us.
I got us. I got us.
It's gonna be hard work. You gotta take on the reputational risk. See, I stepped up for our community and said, yo, I got us.
Yes.
Despite them agencies, despite this, despite that, despite all of, I got us. Because if nobody steps up to organize us to build community wealth, we have no community wealth. We just talking. It has to be done on purpose. No problem, Queen. I got you. Lesson coming. She said, where do we get the money from? Oh, I'm getting to where the money come from. Right now, I'm trying to tell you what you got to do once you get it. See, I'm not worried about you getting a job, but now if you can't get a job, you better create a job. I'm not worried about being employable. I'm the employer. And I'll tell you how to do that, too, in a second. Crenshaw, y'all remember what wealth is? Nah, stop. I want to see if y'all got what wealth is, Crenshaw. On 3, I want y'all to say the whole wealth definition on 3, if y'all really got it. 1, 2, 3. Y'all did not sound like a harmonious choir. Nope. Slauson, y'all turn. Slauson, y'all turn on 3. I hope y'all got it. I said it a million times. 1, 2, 3, Slauson. All right, time's out. Stop. We are, all right. We gonna come back to that. Right now, I'm the maestro. Everybody together. An abundance of assets. Hold on, stop. Repeat after me on my wave 1. Repeat after me. An abundance of assets. That supersede liabilities. One more time. Well, and debt. Y'all too smart. All right, so again, this is our responsibility. Who here, honestly, because you got to look yourself in the mirror. You ain't going to see me tomorrow, unless you're there at 10 a.m., but who here is going to take on the responsibility to be that CEO, that leader and visionary for their last name? For real though. All right, it's on you now. It's on you. It's on you, young king. I saw you. So here's how we talk about how we begin to build family wealth. Being the CEOs, being the visionaries. First and foremost, Queen, here's part of the game. If we are not informed, we've been undereducated, underinformed, And so if we're not informed on, and listen, I talked about life insurance, I know there's stocks and finance, there's cryptos, there's all these different ways to make money and build wealth. I'm telling you my formula, my blueprint based on my life and what I've seen out here. The key things that we have to know to build family wealth is being proficient, efficient, and literate in what we call not the ABCs. You already know, Queen, the RBCs. I'm telling y'all, I swear on everything. The RBCs is a proficient understanding in real estate. Business, that's right. And credit. Over everything else. The world is run by real estate, business, and credit. Let me start with real estate first. Real estate is so significant that 10% of the American population, just 10% of Americans, own 88% of all the real estate. This is the first thing you can do to start putting yourself in position, is understand how real estate, business, and credit work. See, we think we have a money problem, but I know we don't got a money problem. We got a strategy problem. We got an information problem. See, one of the most famous lines, oh, bro, all I need is like 10,000 now, I'm good. Bro, you gonna get 10,000. It's gonna be about 37 days and you're gonna be right back. Talking about I just need 5 more. You talking about you need a bag, I could give you a bag, you're gonna fumble it. Because you don't even have a proficient enough understanding of what's going on out here to know how to even work the bag. You don't know enough about enough. So in real estate, where this is so vital and so critical for us to know this, we're gonna move it up some. Let's move it up a little bit. Thank you, Jay. While real estate is so critical, I'm drawing a home. This home could be a single family home. It could be a 2-unit home, a 4-unit home, doesn't matter. I'm gonna give you some game real quick. Anything 1 to 4 units. It's called residential real estate. If you're gonna buy 1 to 4 units as what's called a primary residence or owner occupant, meaning you're gonna live there, most banking guidelines will allow you to buy it as little as 3% down. What that means is $3,000 down for every $100,000 house, $9,000 down for a $300,000 house, $15,000 down for a $500,000 house. So, on top of your down payment, you can understand that most mortgage companies will also allow you to have multiple co-borrowers. Meaning it don't gotta all be on you, family. Instead of everybody renting, getting somebody else rich, you have the opportunity where you guys can live in 1 unit, rent the other units out if it's a multifamily or if it's a single family, all chip in. You could have 4, 5, 6, 7 co-borrowers all on 1 loan to help you afford these expensive California homes. But see, many in our community, we can't get past our personal differences to be able to collaborate on intergenerational wealth to say what's best for our last name. Damn, auntie, I don't like living with you. You snore too loud, but you know what? We gonna make a sacrifice for the temporary so that, mind you, I'm gonna come to the so that. Remind me, don't forget the so that. I'm coming back to the so that. Your other perk in this, you can use government vouchers, Social Security, Section 8 vouchers to qualify for a mortgage. No, I ain't here to be quiet. You can use your Section 8 vouchers to qualify for a mortgage. Section 8 is not a rental program, it's a housing program. On top of this, if you find a multifamily, I know they're rare here, stop thinking about right now. See, we think too basic. Oh, ain't no four families in California. There's more places in the world besides Cali. It's about you knowing this information so that you can pass it on to your heirs so you can make informed and strategic decisions. If you don't know, you can't bust a move. So we keep saying that we want to build family wealth and do these things, but we don't even know what the next step is. So if you have a multifamily, you can use the future rental income. So if you're renting these out for just say $1,000 a unit, the banks will allow you to use the future rental income of these to qualify for your mortgage. So if you're making $40,000 a year, but your rental units make you $36,000 a year, that's $3,000 a month times 12 months, $36,000 a year, the bank will give you a 90% credit of that $36,000 towards your $40,000 to qualify. They're not giving you the actual cash. What they're saying is, we know you're gonna be renting these out, so we're gonna give you a $32,000 plus credit. So now when we qualify you, we're looking at you as $72,000 a year instead of $40,000 a year. And you got your multiple co-borrowers. Spin it back. I got you, King. So if you're renting out other units, the bank will take the annual income of those other units. In this case, we're saying 3 units at $1,000 apiece, $3,000 times 12 months. That's annual. $36,000. The bank will give you, depending on, every bank has different guidelines. I want to teach you that too. Never think, whether I say it or someone else says it, that every rule goes for every bank. Banks are their own business. They make their own guidelines. But through the industry, typically, banks will give you a 70 to 90% credit of the future rental income. So if your future rental income is $36,000, then the banks will give you 70 to 90% of that $36,000. I just put $32,000 down, but they'll give you 70 to 90% credit towards however much you're making right now. They'll tack on your future rental income when they qualify you for the loan. We out here. We out here. You're making too much noise. The devil is real, but God is true.
So do they do that by showing a lease agreement with those 3 tenants, or
the banks will do that by looking at a lease agreement or looking at what the market value or what the standard market rents are for that property. Not in this case, but let me get to my points, because y'all gonna have a lot of questions, but I'm gonna tell you how to get the questions answered. This is what I'm saying. This is the stuff that was never taught in school, and we didn't learn at home, therefore we out here making uninformed decisions. So, that was one piece, right? Section 8, low down payment, multiple co-borrowers, right, on these loans. Gave you that game. Now let's get to the so too. So, in owning the real estate, and by owning the roof over your head and making it a priority for your family, no matter what state it's in, you give yourself the opportunity. I'm gonna draw it on this page. You give yourself the opportunity for the perks of real estate. First and foremost, appreciation. Everybody say appreciation. Appreciation. Appreciation is when something goes up in value. So by holding real estate, Auntie Sharice gave an example early on. She bought a property right down the street that appreciated in value hundreds of thousands of dollars just by living there. Not by HGTV flipping his house, no, just living there. The first property my family bought was for $99,000 in Somerville, New Jersey on 3rd and Center Street right in the middle of the trap. I literally trapped out the house. My mom got it 3% down. In 3 years, that property went up in value $100,000. We sold it and cashed out like 96. My mom gave me $33,000 because I helped her pay off a foreclosure to help keep the house. I took my $33,000 and bought more drugs. Wrong decision. When your property appreciates, when you have whatever you owe on the property, whatever that is, whether it's $0 or if you owe $200,000, whatever the difference is between what you owe and what it's worth, let's say it's worth $500,000, that difference is called equity. Tomorrow's lesson at 10 a.m., I'm going to be teaching the right way to interview your mortgage loan officers and tap into your equity through refinances, HELOCs, and other creative strategies. So just by living in a house, mind you, and I ain't trying to embarrass nobody out here because we all family. And y'all know I love y'all. That's why I come around and I greet every single person. I want to show you what black love look like in the flesh. But by show of hands, for everybody, looking at everybody, by show of hands, who here lives somewhere? Bro, not right now? You, all right, it's cool. I got you. You live somewhere, fam. So we all gonna live somewhere anyway. Just by owning a roof over our head, we give ourselves a chance for appreciation and equity. Even if we can't see the equity in our lifetime, stop thinking about you, damn it. That's your problem now. You so stuck on you and never thinking about your heirs. So maybe you just paying a house off and paying it down for them to have something better than what you got. That's a noble thing. That's an honorable thing. So by making that sacrifice of you and your aunties and cousins coming together, all chipping in your $30,000 incomes, using some Section 8 in there, using a little rental income in there, using some down payments in there, all to buy a house to get some equity, not for y'all right now, but just so somebody else's family isn't getting rich off your rental income. And you're setting up and putting in position, say put in position, your heirs. On purpose. Right now. Today. Crenshaw. Slauson. All right. So outside of equity and appreciation, when you own real estate, even if you have a single family and you move one day, you can keep this single family, allow it to keep appreciating, but then rent the single family out or the multifamily and get cash flow, rental income, residual income, passive income. That's the other perk of real estate, is the rental income, passive income. And then you stack those units up and you build a portfolio. Right now, we manage 28 units of student housing that gives us cash flow and monthly income that appreciated over $375,000 in the last 2 years. Now, as on top of your cash flow and rental income, you also get the power and the control. You are not just the landlord, but the lord of the land. So with that, you get access to the air rights of the property. You own the air rights above the property, the rights to build up. You can literally rent out your air rights depending on the air rights of that municipality. You can lease your air rights. You own the mineral rights below the property. The parking lot, the agriculture, gas, gold, diamonds, farmland, whatever it is. So you have the power, control, air rights, mineral rights, cash flow, appreciation, and then on top of all that, we just talking about real estate right now. I ain't getting to apartment buildings, strip malls, all the other assets of real estate. You get the tax advantages from the real estate. All from just living somewhere anyway. You get the tax advantages. You get to write off the interest on your mortgage, write off certain maintenances, write off the cost segregation, capital depreciation. And see, what I'm teaching you, I'm giving you the game to hopefully inspire you, because you're not going to get it all in one class, but I'm going to give you what our black-owned school built, a curriculum. I'm going to give you access to an online curriculum to teach you all the little nitty-gritty in and out questions you got, I know, in your head right now. It's where you sit down, where you focus, and where you learn it. It's taught the same way, relatable, digestible, the same way. Broken down, layman's terms. But it's where you focus and get the information so you can make some informed decisions about how do you interview a mortgage person? How do you get pre-approved? How do you find your realtor? All those questions you got. You got to be able to build a team around you. So now on to business real quick. The RBCs, real estate, business, and credit. So when we talk about being a CEO for our last name, we have to start, again, if we're not employable, start creating our own businesses. But we got to understand how to do good business and create good businesses. It's not just an idea, but you're uninformed. You don't even know. One of the most I mentor a lot of people. I coach a lot of people. I advise a lot of people. One of the most common things I find in entrepreneurs, so many have great businesses, right? And they have staffing issues. Man, I can't get good people to work with me. But I said, well, what's your onboarding process like? Do you have a company application? So you're asking people to come work with you, but they have no application to be filled out. And on your application, is there a background check or there references? And do you call those references? Have you ever actually operated a real business before and created what's called, here's the P's of business. You have to have good personnel, that's people. Everybody say personnel. You gotta have good processes. Have to have good procedures, and good protocols, say protocol. Business ain't you just being swaggy and posting on the gram and you just gonna make a couple dollars. That ain't just business. You gotta be able to hire staff, have bookkeeping, have accounting, understand to have a legal department, have the right contracts, the engagement letters, compensation plans, your onboarding process, your offboarding process. What happens when you fire somebody? What's your offboarding process? You got to be able to understand the difference between an LLC and an S Corp or C Corp or sole proprietorship, how to brand and market your business. Business is more than you just having a product or a service and just selling it. That's not a scalable business. It's not something you will pass down to your heirs. That's a hustle. So you offer something and make a couple dollars, that's a hustle. A business is business is legitimate or formalized hustle. Hustle is just illegitimate business. See, we've learned by survival to hustle. Oh, I braid hair, I cut hair, I sell hair. But we're not putting any business infrastructure around our businesses. And then we mad when they collapse. So I have a whole curriculum, 24 lessons I did myself, breaking down all the inner workings of how to run a sound business. I'm giving it to you today. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to learn my real estate strategies on wholesaling real estate, starting your real estate business, how to find your realtors, title agents, appraisers, mortgage companies, how to understand ARVs, ROIs, cap rates, evaluating deals, all of what school never taught you. I will give it to you in our curriculum today. I will show you how to build a proper, what's called corporate veil, so that you are operating under an umbrella company that then owns your other companies, which protects your liabilities within each of your entities and assets as you expand, which give you better tax advantages within your business enterprise. I'm gonna give you all that game that I've learned over the last 15 years. And now I'm getting to your question, because I know you're waiting. Oh, no, I ain't even answer it yet. You think I answered it? I ain't answer it. It's coming. So, help me out, King Josh. Here is the fun part. So I just gave y'all an appetizer. Are y'all ready for the main course? Yes. No, that ain't it. Are y'all ready for the main course? Yes. Wait, let me split it. Slauson, y'all ready for the main course? Yes. Crenshaw, y'all ready for the main course? Yes. All right. Somebody say, talk that talk, Jay. Talk that talk, Jay. Okay. Appreciate you too, King. Love y'all more. Check this out. Here is what I found out the last 15 years. I have cracked the wealth code. I cracked it. I figured out exactly what they doing and how they whooping our ass out here. Excuse my language. So I gave you the first two little mini course on the RBCs, real estate and business. It gets deep. I'm gonna give you guys 24 lessons on real estate, 24 lessons on business, and an additional 14 lessons on wholesaling real estate, which is how to be a middleman in real estate. See, I ain't break down to you how in real estate you can be a middleman or middlewoman. You can find properties, you can contract them. Don't even got to buy the property, just put a contract on it. Then sell that contract to somebody else and make money in between. I didn't give you that game. It ain't no difference than finding that work, put some points in between, you know who won it, and send it off. Without the risk. I'm gonna talk that talk. You said talk that talk, Jay. I'm talking about points in between. Points on a pack. Legally. The deal I funded yesterday for the black woman and black-owned firm in Louisiana who bought 7 units and developing 7 units in New Orleans in a gentrified area that we funded together through Tulsa Real Estate Fund. That deal she got from someone who wholesaled it to her. That person made $8,000. He brought the deal to her. She has experience developing. He didn't have the experience. She paid him $8,000 for the contract on the deal because it was a good deal, and we funded it 100%. She got 100% financing on the deal. We got our interest that we want to make the fund profitable, and our exit strategy, and our points. He got his $8,000, and now we keeping a gentrified project in the community. On purpose. I know how to do this. Listen, we all can win. All the obstacles we thought was obstacles, they ain't really obstacles. Ain't nobody just put us on game. I'm telling you on God. On God. All that stuff that we thought like, oh man, I can't because, oh, I can't. Nah, you can't because you don't know. That's it. This is a real life deal. So you're talking about a former 3-time felon, former high school dropout, black-owned fund manager, the first black-owned real estate crowd fund, just funded a black woman developer in a gentrified neighborhood in New Orleans who got a paycheck for a wholesaler, made $8,000, while she got 100% financing on a property that got over $200,000 in equity. In real life. See, I'm breaking the speaker. That's wholesaling. Then we got buying and flipping real estate, right? There's so many ways to buy and flip real estate and get financing for it. 100% financing, syndicating deals. It's so much game they just didn't give us. It's not even like rocket science game. But I can understand why they didn't give it to us. Think about it. If the top 10% gave us the game they know, we start working the game, and it'd be less for them to have on their side. Why would the wealthy come back to give us the game on how to get some of their money? They control the schools, they control the lobbyists, they control the legislation, they control the curriculums. So instead of complaining about what they ain't do for us, I went and did for ourselves. And I did for us. And we created the Jay-Morrison-Academy, which will teach you all of this. Buying and holding, being a landlord, etc. So now to the main course. Here's how I cracked the wealth code. This is so ill. It's like, yo, it's ill. Here's how everybody can get on. In the world, there's about $50 trillion. 50 trillion with a T. A little over $50 trillion of cash, currency, and coins. But also in the world, there's about $200 trillion, about $230 trillion. Oh, I ain't gonna put those zeros, that's too many zeros. Right, 2 on a T. Of debt in the world, debt and credit. How the marginalized, the middle class, the lower socioeconomic class, how we put ourselves on. I ain't talking about government assistance, I ain't talking about handouts, I'm talking about hand-ups. How we put ourselves on is understanding the power of credit and leverage. I need Crenshaw to say credit. Credit. Slauson, leverage. Leverage. This is the game. I don't want to cut your hand, my bad, King. I will snatch it from you. This is the C in the RBCs. See, what you got to understand, here's our formula at the core of RBCs. Here's our formula. The first thing you got to understand about credit is that all credit, everybody repeat after me, can be rebuilt. Say rebuilt. Say restored. Say repaired. And say recycled. Once we get this through our thick skulls, repaired, rebuilt, restored, and recycled. Okay, excuse me, guys. We got a white Sentra 7 EGU. Your license plate? White Sentra, you gotta move it. 7 EGU 41, you know what it is. I ain't gotta say the rest, you know that's you. Here's how I know. This crack store, I need everybody to hear my voice as you got ADD, focus in now. This your time to focus in. Smack yourself, do what you do. Cause this the one. See, in our community, we weren't taught about credit properly, so we think credit is like a bad thing. We all stay away from that credit, man. I don't know. I don't know that credit. Grandmama said, no, credit. I don't know. We bragging, oh yeah, I bought mine all cash, yo. We hype, we bought ours all cash. Because you're trying to show the Joneses that you got the Jones kind of money. When the Joneses bought theirs off leverage. Here's what we got to know about credit, is that credit is nothing to be scared of if you're making informed, educated decisions. Whether it's starting a business, a franchise, flipping a house, being a landlord, getting a no money down deal, getting private equity, a VA loan, a FHA loan, a conventional loan, an unconventional loan, a business funding, credit line, secure credit, HELOC, refinance. Use the damn credit, but use it informed. See, we don't educate ourselves, and then we go try to use our credit to make these uninformed decisions, and then we jack our credit or somebody else's credit up, and then we mad at why the credit ain't work. The credit worked, you ain't work. So, outside of being rebuilt, restored, repaired, I'm coming back to that, you got to understand, I'm going to teach this tomorrow at 10 a.m. Here's the website for tomorrow. I'm going to say it again later, but for those who might leave, I need you to have access to this opportunity. I flew from Atlanta here to Cali, but I'll be up at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Y'all time. And I flew in tomorrow. I'll still be getting up early tomorrow to come teach you all and feed you all on the game of financing and credit. Our website, my partner's not here with us, but it's jay-morrison-will.com. Some of you all will hear all this today and be like, oh, Jay, that was some good gems, but you know what, tomorrow I ain't getting up. And not being a poor CEO for your last name, not taking the extra step. When I'm giving you the game on a platter. The other part to credit is understanding the power of credit partnerships. Well, oh, excuse me, Jay and Will Live, pardon me, jayandwilllive.com. jayandwilllive.com. Thank you, King Jing. So what I want to show you all is that, Queen, to your point, where do you get the money? If you can't earn your way to the money, if you got to employ yourself as an entrepreneur, how you put yourself on, how you front yourself the money, is simply be disciplined and sacrificed, work on your personal credit. Everybody say personal credit. Personal credit. Work on your family credit. Say family credit. Family credit. And work on your business credit. Business credit. And I want everyone to say credit partnerships. Credit partnerships. Listen, we do not have to be broke, marginalized, struggling, poor, none of that no longer. The steps are to get on some game you never learned before. I'm telling you, the only way, the reason I've been able to maneuver through these corporate streets, through these corporate corners, and build successful businesses is because my acumen, my understanding of real estate, business, and credit. I know how the game go. You can't short me if I know the game. You can't play me if I know the game. But if you try to, this is a corner class, so sometimes I use street references. So, disclosure. But if you in one hood, or you in one block, or you hustling one type of product, and then you try to go to another hood or another block, another product, but never learn how to game, move, or operate, you'll get your head blown off. Period. You just don't go from like, oh man, I'm just gonna be in Watts, I'm just gonna Crenshaw, I'm just gonna be. You just gonna be hood hopping, just like, you ain't checking in with nobody, you don't know how it go, you don't know the rules, you don't know nothing, I'm just from New Jersey, I'm just gonna come to Crenshaw, I'm just gonna be just out here. That's how we are though many times. We just take shots. Oh, I'm gonna flip a house. I'm gonna flip a house. Man, shoot. I watch, I see ATT, I seen YouTube. We get a YouTube education and go take a $40,000 risk. But won't invest into a $500 class. When you understand that even if your credit is screwed up, that's all good. When you understand as a CEO of your last name that you could be working on your credit because all credit can be rebuilt, restored, repaired, and recycled. So even if yours is screwed up, you might be on the 8-month path for your credit to get fixed, or 8 weeks. It might be 18 months. EJ's was 3 months. The point is, while you're on this journey, you got family. They should be on their path where they may have good credit. Then you have the strategy, which I'll show you tomorrow, of business credit. Then you build business credit, leverage business credit. Then you have other people you don't even know who could be credit partners. So you can leverage this credit with all kinds of institutions and banks and funding the $200 trillion of debt that's out there. So I'm talking about with no money to your name. I'm talking about no job, no W-2s, no bank statements, no pay stubs. None of that. And can get $40,000, $50,000, $70,000 of unsecured financing to put towards an entrepreneur venture or real estate project. Leveraging debt and credit. Put yourself on. But it won't work well if you don't even understand. So many people say, oh, I want to invest, I want to invest, I want to invest. We did this in Houston. Look around, everybody look around real quick. Just look around, see the crowd, see the audience. Check this out. By show of hands right now, how many people can come to the front of this class? And I've done this in other cities, so some of y'all have already watched this. But still, how many by show of hands can come to the front of this class and tell our class how to find a return on investment in less than 10 seconds? Raise your hand. Hi. Look around. You come to the front too. No, you had your hand up. You had your hand up. No, don't ask her. No. How you? I know what I've done. I can tell you what I've done. No, I ain't asked what you did. I said, how many people can come to the front and teach the class in 10 seconds how to find a return on investment? Come on, let's go. Clap for Queen. Yes, sir. Credit partners. Thank you. So as Queen comes, though, I'm going to ask the question again, though. How many can do this confidently? Teach us how to find a return on investment. Raise your hand high. Look around. We're talking about 4, 5, 6 people out of 300-400. So how as a community can we compete in investing, in entrepreneurship, if we don't even know how to find a return on investment? How can we compete in building wealth if we don't even know how to find an ROI? So Queen, please oblige us.
Okay, I'm gonna write on here?
Yeah, you're gonna write on here.
I'm gonna tell you about my first purchase?
No, I don't want to know about your purchase. I want to know how to find an ROI. That's it.
That's what I did. I bought
that ain't it.
I bought 8 units.
You bought 8 units. I'm proud of that.
Yes.
But that ain't it.
That ain't it.
All right, clap for her. This is why I'm going to show us a lesson, though. And tomorrow, 10 a.m., we're going to get into this. What I'm saying is I'm going to show you a lesson on ROI. My point is, outside of just credit, You can bring in credit partners and capital partners. So the goal is, Jay, how do we get money to do all the things you're talking about? First and foremost, if you're going to talk to somebody about doing some business with them and getting a return on investment, you must know how to find a return on investment. If you're going to talk about your family credit or even leveraging your personal credit or a partner's credit or some business credit, why would you use your family's credit and you yourself don't even know how to execute the deal? So I've been working on family credit. My daughter is sitting there. She worked on credit. She was 16 years old. Now has a 780 plus credit score. And at any time that I can't do something and use leverage, guess what? She is up next. No, it's not a joke. It's for real. See, what I've learned over the last 15 years that other communities do is they shoot their shot. They try a business informed and educated. They try a franchise. They try a two-family. They try a multi-unit. They try a single-family. They try a flip. They try a store. They leverage credit to get funding for it. And if they don't, they mess up, because not all business will go well, but they at least did the right thing by giving themselves taking an informed risk, not an ignorant risk. They shoot their shot with a knowledge base, and then if that doesn't go right, then the wife is up next. If that don't go right, then guess what? The daughter's up next. If that don't go right, then guess what? The aunt is up next. If that don't go right, the credit partner's up next. And so imagine if you are educated on the RBCs, like you understand how to evaluate a deal, how to find cap rates, how to underwrite a deal, how to build your team, how to build an LLC. You get all that stuff, and you got 5, 6, 7 shots at $50,000 to make something happen. What's your likelihood of being successful? It's greater than not if you're informed and you're educated and you got an infinite recycled bag. 200 trillion of credit we have access to. I'm giving us the game on a platter. But see, we won't spend the money to get credit repair or pay the credit off or clean up judgments and all that, but yet we'll be in Toys R Us or they close down or wherever for Christmas. We'll be on their vacations. Oh man, I got a new boo. I got to take her out for Valentine's Day. You spent $300 on Valentine's Day, but we'll spend $375 to repair your credit. That's our fault. That ain't them and they fault. Oh snap, such and such gonna be in town. I gotta go to the concert. Oh, it's the All-Star game. Gotta go here. You got all these other priorities to do all these things other than put yourself in position for $200 trillion. You got all these habits, drinking, smoking, all this fun, all this ancillary, all these liabilities, all these debts, but not focused on how to get good debt. That's our problem. So when we talk about ROI, tomorrow I'm going to expound on this at 10 a.m., jayandwilllive.com. Bring your butts there. It will be inside, seated, and comfortable. Don't matter where it's at, but go to the website, register, and get there. It's in LA. Don't even matter. It's on a card. It's on the first. I will flip to the first page, but I'm not even getting there yet. He just asked where it's at. My point is, don't matter. I'm there. That's it. I gave you the website. Get there. If you in the streets hustling and somebody said, yo, the plug over there, they got the work. You over there. No passport, no, you in Mexico. Like, what up? But that's a fact, though. It don't even matter. You get into the bag. I'm telling you, I'm giving y'all the bag play. Get to the bag. Simple as that. No excuses, just results. That's what I live by.
Hey, Jay, can you share with everybody what piggybacking is?
No. No. So, we talk about ROI. We talk about ROI. In 10 seconds, I'll teach you. And tomorrow, we'll expound on it. How you find a return on investment is simple. When you're investing in anything, you take your profits from that investment, the net profits, You divide them by how much you invested. You multiply that times 100, and that will be your rate of return, ROI, return on investment. Simple as that, done. So whatever you make on a deal, you divide it by how much you invested in a deal, multiply that number, because it's gonna be a decimal in most cases, multiply that number times 100, and you'll find out it's 17% or whatever that percent is. Now, as I close this main course, and I'll give you some dessert also, why that's so critical outside of just credit, and we'll talk about piggybacking and all that tomorrow. I'm giving you guys access to all of that. All the questions you have, I'm going to give you where it's at. I'm going to show you where it works at. Why it's so important is because of the opportunity cost of money. This is one of the most profound ideologies and philosophies I've learned over the last 15 years. This is how your family, you as a CEO, will be able to provide for your family for a lifetime. A lifetime, King, is this lesson right here. This is your highlight of your main course. What I found during this course of my journey is that no matter how much cash you have, whether it's 10,000, 100,000, or $1 million, or 10 million, 100 million, or $1 billion, everyone that has money, every institution, every family office, every pension fund, every bank, every real estate fund, everyone that has money is all looking at what's the next best place I can park my money to make me more money. It's called the opportunity cost of money. Teach your family this, please. What that means is, if you have 10,000 cash, maybe sitting in a shoebox, your nightstand, wherever it's at, that's my Nike box. If you have 10,000 cash, that 10,000 is earning you 0% interest every year. Matter of fact, the cost of living or the inflation rate goes up 3% every year, so that money's actually losing you 3% every year. So your cash loses you 3% every year sitting as cash. If you have a checking account in a bank, that checking account, on average, brings in about 0.001% ROI. So for those of you who got $3,000 sitting in a little checking account right now, it's making you about $3. No, pardon me, no, I'm lying. About 30 cents, pardon me. 30 cents. So if you have, mind you, please focus on this lesson. This is the highlight. So if you wise up and put into a savings account, that savings account is giving you, even called 2%. That's 200 on 10,000 a year. $10,000 in a savings account will get you $200 for the year. Well, it depends what savings accounts you got. Mine do. Somebody said, not true. True? Or 2,000 on 100,000, or 20,000 on $1 million. If you wised up and got a CD or a mutual fund or stock, and it was even at 5%, your 401k, your IRA, your 403b, even at 5%, you're getting 500 on 10,000, 5,000 on 100,000, 50,000 on $1 million. Why this is important to know? One, as an individual, you should be parking your capital in the highest yielding producing place it can go, or taking control of your own money and finding out where can I park it at. We believe one of the highest yielding, income producing, appreciating, power control having, tax advantage having assets in the world is real estate. Think about it. If you parked your $100,000 401k money, rolled it over to a self-directed IRA through a checkbook LLC, acquired a 4-unit property with it, and that 4-unit property earned you a little bit of rental income, gave you the tax advantage and future appreciation, you would beat your 5% all day, every day. Etc. Because you're informed, you're knowledgeable, and you know how to execute these particular vehicles. Second strategy, which is super dope. Here's a game. This is why they call me Young Malcolm. I say Young Malcolm because Black Robin Hood would be me taking after a European folk hero. If I'm gonna be a hero, I'm gonna be a hero after an African. Young Malcolm. So with that. The second piece of the game is this. When you understand the opportunity cost of money, what you understand is that all the wealthy, that everyone has the same problem with this money, about money, right? So if you know Jay Morrison has $7 million that he's looking to loan out, that money has to earn. If you know a family office, a pension fund, a rich athlete, a rich family member, someone in your family with a 401k, IRA, your auntie that's been on that job forever, whose money's sitting in an account getting her 5%, you can, if you're knowledgeable and informed, say, auntie, guess what? I took this course. I understand how to run a company. I'm certified in real estate. I've evaluated this deal. I look at the deal's collateral off the real estate. I know we can purchase the deal for $300,000. We can renovate it for $40,000. Be all in at $340,000. The deal is worth $2, whatever it is, or $4, whatever, and bring in an XYZ ROI and make us a greater return than where your money's currently at, and do more for our family. And this is when you be able to start to be able to execute deals out of thin air, leveraging the opportunity cost of money, because all wealthy people, or all smart people anyway with capital, are looking for other secure ways to park their capital in higher income producing assets. So if you're informed and you are the value add, everybody say value add. Value add. Your value is your knowledge, your expertise, your experience, your hustle, your time, your energy. So if you have the time or the energy, if someone else has a 9-to-5 job, don't got time or energy, but they got the capital, you can partner with them and show them how astute you are, how proficient you are in understanding the RBCs, or say, you know what? I have the credit, you got the 401k, or you got the equity, or you got the savings or checking account. Let's take your checking account money that's getting 1% with my credit that I can get 20,000 on, and let's use that to put the 20% down on the building we're gonna get that's gonna make us XYZ. You start creating opportunities out of thin air. And that's what the wealthy have been doing all this time. They just linking up and partnering up, but they're doing it because they understand that we all know the same language. We all know the RBCs. See, we can't do business together. We can't find return on investment because I just showed you that 97% of a 400-person crowd could not tell us what a ROI was or how to find it. So therefore, we can't do business together because we're not even financially astute enough to do business together. So once we get the education, we then can, in a more informed and strategic and educated, sophisticated way, start to do some business. And it's collective activity. It's called syndications. Collective activities and group economics is how wealth is built. When you look at even Warren Buffett's of the world and the major companies of the world, they're not only using their own capital. They're linking up with other people, other billionaires and millionaires, sharing the risk together, which is called leverage. They're sharing the risk together and then executing these deals and making more money and busting it down together. But it all starts from a place of us being informed. Peace, family. Hope you enjoyed that game from our infamous CornerClass series. Now, I want to give you more game, a certification program, mentorship calls, a one-on-one game plan, all that support you need to help you beat your corner trap, your college trap, or your corporate trap. Let me give you the game through the Jay-Morrison-Academy, how I got off the corner of South 10th and Springfield in Newark, New Jersey, and made it to the corner office of the Black House that we own free and clear. Guys, tap in to our online mentorship program with the weekly calls and your student support calls. All you gotta do is click the link right now for a super deep discount, actually $27 a month for access to over 80 courses with the mentorship calls, your tests, quizzes, and archives, all that. I'm giving the game away for the low, for the corner. Peace.